Hello, Motanam here, and I want to show you guys what I've been working on. So I'm gonna jump in, and I had some progress. So, for example, you'll see when I shoot, now it detects different materials. So that's how you call it, concrete, and then this is lava. So it fumes up. I have ladders, so that was an invisible ladder. This is concrete, as you can see here. This is a snow, and you can see it pops up snow, and then the default version. So that's cool. One of the cool things is the penetration. So for example, this is 25 units thick, so it has no problem going through. This decal is a placeholder, by the way. But for example, this is a thicker one, so if I reload and shoot, you'll see that it doesn't come through. But here it does, and you'll see the snow coming up from both sides. So this is metal, and again you can shoot through it if you try to shoot through the sides. Because it's thicker to shoot through the sides, it doesn't shoot through, so that's cool. Later on I'm just going to make it so, depending on the material, different penetrations. So for example, while you might be able to shoot through the through wood, you wouldn't be able to shoot through all this thick metal. So I'm gonna have that, take that into consideration. I also make the decals rotate, and now they have the proper normal positioning, so they actually look better now, in my opinion. They still could go through a proper artist, but I'm pretty happy that the system is working on. Then the next thing I've been working on, I've been doing some tests with lighting and teleportations. It's kinda like in Source. So for example, I have these trigger volumes that I made up, which are blueprints. So also we can just simply drag out the trigger hertz, resize them as we need, and then simply change the values. So like base damage, 50. We can apply a random damage and the plus minus for the damage when it's random. So if I apply random damage and 20, then the maximum will be 70 and the minimum will be a 30. So that's cool, and you can choose if you want to apply to zombies or humans, and the damage type. So it's still a work in progress for different types of damage. But for example, there is a fire, so this is set up to fire. And if I show you with a little bit of hurt, so now when I load up the 2 players, you will see one player is going to be on the other monitor, so you won't be able to see him, which is the one I'm going to be playing with. So I'm playing with this guy, the guy that jumps. So when I walk through, he gets on fire, so he's burning, which is pretty cool. And then another cool thing is I made these little spells. So for example, there is a fire spell. And if you have the knife, you can see the spell. If you have a pistol, you can see the spell because your hand is free. Later on, I want to have the option of having dual pistols. So if you're using dual pistols, then you're not going to be able to have the spell, which is nice because when you have the pistol, you can see where you're going to be aiming at. And if I don't have a knife, I kind of have to trust it by hand. So, do you sacrifice dual more pistols for more bullets at the sacrifice that if you have a spell, you won't be able to aim. You're gonna have to trust your gut. And if you have the normal primary weapon, it's nothing. If you shoot it, it's gonna do this, and it explodes, and it's going to ignite the zombies. This is just a test. Obviously the trigger is not going to be there, it's just for me. At the moment it doesn't burn you out, I still have to work on that. But it's pretty cool, like if you are trying to go to the ladder and you jump, and then you can like just kind of like throw this out and keep going, jump, jump. Oh bollocks, I fell and I died for some reason. I currently a bug, you know, I shouldn't have died if I have 35 health. But you can see like if you can kind of place it the fire to slow down the zombies and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. Like you can aim them up at the boxes, and you know you can shoot. Another cool thing is it's this other spell. If it loads, there we go. So there we go. So this is called the gravity. So it's gonna go straight at it. So if you put it on the floor, it's just gonna be on the floor. It takes a while for it to activate, and then there it goes, and you can see it. It has a limit away from where it can, you know. So it doesn't go to the infinite. It's not like the fireball where it will launch up and you know, if you hit it. This is much simpler way, so you can place it there. Or for example, you can try to place it in the gaps where people will normally jump, or hell, just even here, just even there, like kinda, and you know, the zombies will be stuck in there. Let me demonstrate that actually. So I'm just gonna have to go and modify the. I need to modify the map so that it will pick zombies. And I'm gonna go ahead and have a relatively couple of guys, and I think only one guy should be picked to a zombie. I'm not sure what the current value is. You know, we can modify that in the level. I have way too many windows open, so let me put in some people here. Okay, so we're not the zombies. Let me just try to find him. Here it is. So that's the zombie, which apparently has a broken shader. That's cool. It's not a big issue. So anyways, let's grab the zombie and let's infect everyone. So here's a zombie, and here's a zombie. And now if I go ahead and grab the gravity and I activate it, like there, it's 2 seconds and boop. And yeah, they get sucked in, and they cannot come out of it. They have to wait until it deactivates. So yeah, it's pretty cool, I think. It's pretty fun, and I'm definitely excited to keep working on this game a little bit more. So yeah, this is a little tiny update, and I hope you like it. Goodbye.